Welcome to the What School Year? Ultimate Parent Guide to Securing a Place at the Right Boarding School for your child, or in other words, how to be your own education consultant. So, welcome to Module 1. Now, this module is all about getting the school entry year right, the application timeline right, and also having a look at our 7-step entry process in order to be able to get a focused approach for your school research. So, what are we going to cover in this module? Well, we're going to talk a little bit about why you would look at a UK boarding school for your child and what are the key entry points for your child to join a boarding school and what age are they at these key entry points. We're going to talk a little bit about the ideal world timeline and process for your applications. Now, I do realise that people using this online course, some of you may have 2 years, 18 months, 12 months prior to wanting to secure a place at a boarding school. Some of you may have less time, perhaps 6 months or even less. Don't panic. If you work your way through this course step by step, it doesn't really matter how much time you have available. It will still help you through the process of securing a place at the right boarding school for your child in plenty of time. The module will also talk you through what boarding school costs, as well as talking about scholarships and bursaries, what's the difference between the two, and how do you apply for them. And perhaps most importantly, in this module, we're going to start to talk about how to begin your school research in a child-focused way. So, welcome to Lesson 1. This lesson is all about getting your application year and the timeline right for your application to a boarding school. So, what are we going to cover in this lesson? Well, why might you be looking at a UK boarding school for your child? How to calculate the right UK boarding school year for your child and what the right entry points might be for starting a boarding school. The language and key entry points. And then we're going to introduce the 7 steps to success method to follow the ideal timeline for making your applications to boarding school. The aim of this 7 steps to success method really is to help you keep focus and do things in the right order so that you will get less confused and succeed in gaining your place at a school in hopefully a stress-free way. So why would you be looking at a UK boarding school for your child? Well, firstly, schools are about learning, and British boarding schools offer access to globally recognised qualifications such as GCSEs, A-levels, some schools offer pre-U, or indeed, increasingly, there's also the opportunity to get access to globally recognised qualifications such as the International Baccalaureate, particularly in the 6th form when the diploma is popular. British boarding schools are renowned for their inspiring teaching, but not only the teaching within an academically challenging environment, but also a safe and nurturing environment where your child's welfare will be as important as their academic progress. British boarding schools offer an outstanding range of co-curricular activities which can enable your child to develop a particular talent or indeed find a new talent, build their confidence by trying new things, and also develop life skills, important communication skills, the ability to live with other people, work alongside other people, often from all around the world. And then lastly, a lot of parents might be looking at a UK boarding school because their child has a particular learning need which needs supporting, such as dyslexia, or perhaps you're applying from overseas and you are keen for your child to learn English as an additional language so that they're bilingual to help them in the employment world in the future. And also you might be looking to access the strong pastoral care, the nurturing environment that comes with a UK boarding school. So, how do we calculate your child's correct year for a UK school? So, the UK school year runs from the 1st of September to the 31st of August in each academic year. Children's school years and ages are calculated from the 1st of September in each school year. So the best way to calculate your child's correct school year is to look at what age they are now, and hence the age that they will become between the 1st of September and the 31st of August in the next school year. So for example, if we were to pick a date, 24th of June 2020, on which we are going to make our calculation, get your fingers at the ready. A child with a birthday on the 2nd of February 2009 is currently aged 11 on the 24th of June 2020. So they will turn 12 between the 1st of September 2020 and the 31st of August 2021. Hence, their school year to be starting in September 2020 would be UK Year 7. So they will turn 12 during the next school year because they are currently 11. Okay, so this is all a bit confusing. And to be honest, myself and my team of consultants, we got a bit fed up counting our fingers from what age a child was and hence what age they were going to be. So we have developed an app which you can download from the resources section. If you go to the resources section for this module, it will tell you how to download it from the Google or the Apple Store. And all you need to do with our app is put in your child's date of birth and their name, and it will tell you what UK school year they are going to be in. And it will also explain to you what that means in terms of when to access UK education, what you need to be thinking about in that school year. So you'll also find a PDF to download along with that of the timeline of British education, which explains a bit like I've just mentioned. So if, for example, if they're in year 10, that is the start of the 2-year GCSE course. So a little bit of an example here. Again, don't panic. There is a timeline for you to download from the resources section. So I'm going to talk you through this in the video, but also you can download the timeline and have a look at it at your leisure in more time from the resources section. So the first column over here talks about the name. These are the nationally recognised names for the year groups. A lot of boarding schools have their own names for these year groups, but if you talk to the school admissions department about year 1 or year 2, they will know what that means because those are the nationally recognised names for those years. But they may well tell you that year 1 is PP1 or pre-prep 1 or whatever it might be called in their school. So you will need to make a note of what it's called in the schools that you're talking to so you don't get confused. But for the moment, if you work on the nationally recognised names for these year groups, you won't get confused. This second column tells you what age the child will turn during that school year. So during reception, while a child is studying in reception, they will turn 5. So their birthday between the 1st of September and 31st of 8, they will turn 5. So they're 4 before they go into reception, they turn 5 during reception. Year 4, they are 8 before they go into year 4, but they turn 9 during the school year that they are studying in year 4. And you will see also in this column, we have just something to bear in mind for those different years. So boarding prep schools, for example, traditional boarding prep schools, most of them start with year 4 and a child spends 5 years. So year 4 is a recognised entry year for boarding prep school. Some boarding prep schools do start in year 3. Might be flexi boarding or weekly boarding in year 3 rather than full boarding, but 1 or 2 do start in year 3 and offer boarding in year 3. These are mainly day pre-prep places. You've got all of it in this column here. Year 6 is the end of the junior school if you are, because year 7 is another entry year for senior schools. So if you look in this column here, this will take you through. So here's the second page, which has the other year groups on it, years 7 to 13. These are the recognised senior school years. Although you'll see here, year 9 is a really crucial year because it is the main entry year for many top co-ed boarding schools if you're joining from prep school. So this year 9 is a key entry year. Year 7 is the start of the Common Entrance programme, which is the 2-year preps you to access a top boarding school at year 9. So there's a lot more detail about this later on. This is just a general overview for you to have a look at. And again, as I said, if you go to the resources section, you can download this and spend more time looking at it. And it does explain to you quite carefully what the different access points are and hence at what point your child can enter a British boarding school. So don't forget to go to the resources area and download the app if you'd like some help in calculating your child's school year. You can also download and review the timeline of education, which can help you start to plan which year you would like your child to join a British boarding school. So let's move on to boarding school language. Now, boarding schools do all have their own language, and it's quite hard to talk in general because lots of boarding schools do have funny little words for lots of different things, which you will learn once your child is there. However, there is a lot of general language associated with boarding schools when you read websites. During this online course, you will come across quite a lot of the words. If you go to open days, or indeed if you're reading paperwork or forms that you're being sent by the schools to do with your applications. So words like pretest, NVR or nonverbal reason, exeat, Trinity term, pret, matron, all sorts of words. These can be very confusing. So I have also prepared for you, which you can download in the resources section, a dictionary of boarding school terms. Now, you won't find them all in there, but I hope you'll find lots of very useful terms defined in there, which will help you to understand the format of the school year, the names of the staff that you will be communicating with while you're talking to schools and what their roles are, and also the general terms and words that your child will come across during boarding school life. So if you download that resource and keep it beside you while you're going through the course, hopefully that will help you if I use any terms that you're not sure of, or if you're having conversations with schools and you're not sure. Hopefully this dictionary of terms will help you. So now on to, importantly, how do you get going with your school research, which is the first step. Now you know the age of your child, the UK school year group of your child, and hopefully you will have made a decision as to what entry year you are going to apply to. So whether you are going to apply for year 4 for your child to join a boarding prep school for 5 years, or whether you are going to apply for year 9 starting at a traditional top boarding school, or whether you would like to join at another year, for example, year 7, or you might like your child to start at year 10 for GCSE, or indeed you might be just looking to transition to the UK for the last 2 years to join boarding school in year 12 for sixth form and do 2 years of A-level study or IB. So you should be in a position now, hopefully, to know what entry year you are aiming for, and that matches up with the date of birth and age of your child. So many years of supporting parents with finding the right boarding school has sort of led to a 7-step formula to follow for success. And I would really recommend that you follow these steps one by one through the modules of this course, because really I'm trying to help you to keep focus to your search. But ultimately, we are looking for a successful outcome, and that is an offer and a place at the right boarding school for your child. So here are the steps to follow. 7 steps to success method. So first of all, really important, we are going to review your child's needs and look at what talents they may have, any learning needs you might be looking to support. But also in tandem with that, a family wish list, whether there are siblings or whether grandparents went to a school, or whether location, proximity to an airport or commuting to London is important. It's always looking at the 2 things together, the child's needs in tandem with the family needs. Then our next step is going to be, how are we going to research the schools effectively and By effectively, I mean in a focused way that avoids confusion. The aim for our school research will be to come up with a long list of schools, and then we will talk about how to turn that long list of schools into a short list. And the short list is what we are then going to use to plan schools to visit, sorting out the logistics. Are you coming from overseas and hence need to put all your visits very close together? Or are you based in the UK and hence open days or private visits, and a combination might be useful to you? We're then, once you've visited the schools, going to look at which schools you've decided you'd like to formally make applications to. So we're going to talk about the registration process, the testing process, and the interview, how to prepare your child for all of those things. Once you've been through the whole registration, testing, and interview process, hopefully you will be sitting on offers to the schools that you have really enjoyed visiting and think are right for your child. And then it comes to decision time. So how do we choose the right school? What terms are offers made on? What paperwork is there to do with acceptance? And then finally, how to prepare your child to join the boarding school so that they are successful and happy when they get there. So this is the 7 steps to success method that we're going to follow as we go through this course. To make sure that you can keep focus, you are successful in your aims, and that your child will be happy and hence thrive at the boarding school. So see you in the next video.